Many tales have been told about Mulandir, the lost city of the Shapers. While some scholars go so far as to doubt its very existence, others claim that it was a utopia, an unconquerable city in a valley of never-ending summer. However, they all agree on one thing. Whoever finds it will go down in history.
By Nihalf, we've found it. This is amazing.
I agree.
Now where can we find clues about the Bloodburn? Isgrim?
Huh? Did you say something?
I said, where should we start searching for clues? We need to find out more about the song.
The song. Yes, of course. Do you think we could rest for a moment first, though? I'd like to take some sketches of this place.
Are you joking?
All right, calm down, friend. No reason to get currish. The only problem is, deciphering the shape or tongue isn't an easy task. We can't just walk in here and expect to find the answers we're looking for.
Then what do you suggest?
I assume the Nexos would be the best place to start. The heart of the city.
The Nexus?
Long story. In short, it's every Shaper city's core. It's where they drew the energy for their constructions from, where they created their devices, and where they stored their knowledge.
All right then, let's go.
Sounds like a plan.
Do you see that?
Can you hear us?
I'm sorry, but we don't understand.
Kwaslan. Zaladar?
Punara Yuganza. Zawayetu Kwanlar. Zanju. Nomyan Kesnai. Zanladar?
Fascinating.
You speak their tongue?
A bit. I've never used it in an actual conversation, though. I still can't believe this is happening. We're talking to a living Shaper.
So you think this is actually the spirit of a Shaper?
It's not a spirit, Tahar. This man, he's neither dead, nor undead, nor alive. It's almost something like an ethereal puppet string is keeping his life force in place. Not enough for him to die, yet not enough for him to be truly alive.
How long has he been like that? Do you know?
No. But the signature of this magic that's surrounding him is unlike anything I've seen before.
That's fascinating.
Well, not what I'd call it, but yeah, I guess.
So, what did he say?
I don't think he was talking to us. He's not even entirely aware of our presence. I think he's gone completely insane.
Interesting.
Well, he doesn't seem a threat. I suggest we keep on exploring first and maybe come back to him later. There's not much we can do for him now.
Feels strange to do that, but I guess you're right. We need to find that Nexus first. Lead the way, Tahar.
Interesting.
That way?
Undead. Lots of them. How did they get here?
They could be Shapers, couldn't they?
Or Hibernians. Only because nobody in our era discovered Mulandir doesn't mean they didn't. Remember that mage in the caves?
All right.
More fighting. Does this never end? I'll keep you shielded.
They will fall.
Another ghost.
This one doesn't seem to speak at all. Got it.
Got it.
This way, right? Sure. Ah, yeah. Do you see that overgrown building? That's the Nexus. Niehoff's hammer. It looks just like on the stone carvings.
Seems to be protected by some kind of barrier, though. How do we get past?
Excellent question. I doubt we can banish that barrier by force. Maybe... yeah. The ghost. He might know something.
Worth a try, I suppose. Let's head back.
Sure.
Punara Yuganza. Zawa yetu kwanlar.
Well then, Iskrim, can you ask him about the barrier?
Yes. Vorzan Devlar. Zawa yetu van Yaras?
What?
Van Drax. Verzan Devlar.
Punara Yuganza. Zawa yetu kanlar. Zanzvu Namyan Kesnai. Devlar.
Oh, I see.
So?
It's complicated, but I think I understand now. He's part of a defense mechanism, so to speak. His soul is bound to the city in order to protect it. I think he wants to be freed.
If he's here to protect, why didn't he attack us?
Good question. Maybe the magic that controls him got weaker with the centuries.
Does he know how the Shapers died? That's one of the greatest mysteries on Io.
I asked him that, but he didn't react. I think he knows, but his mind isn't able to process my question. It's sad. There's the source of Shaper knowledge.
And if we free him, will that banish the barrier?
Well, the problem is he's not alone. There are still 3 more of his kind here in Mulandir, and unless we free them all, it won't get us any closer to the Nexus.
Then we need to find them all. How do we free them?
Well, that's the thing. I might have misunderstood, but I think we need to fight and, well, kill him. It's the only way. Blazes, this is so ironic. Here we are, the first sentient beings to walk this city in millennia, and now...
Well, if we want to enter the Nexus, I doubt we have a choice. Also, they don't exactly seem too happy here. I know I wouldn't if I'd been roaming a deserted city as living dead for millennia.
I know. It's what they want.
Then let's get this over with.
Zalam Kar! Don't move!
Now would you look at that?
What the? Something revived him.
The Godstone! Imprint our rune on the Godstone. That might sever the connection. Blasted armor.
Let's see. Interesting.
What a waste.
Let's see what he has on him. Let's see.
A shard. Wait. Tahar, that rune Lacane gave you, could you show it to me?
Sure.
Fascinating. They look alike.
How is that possible?
Good question. I suggest we take a closer look at it later in the Nexus. Now come. I'd like to get this pointless butchering over with as soon as possible.
Will do.
So, Iskrim, how long have you been doing this?
Doing what?
Digging up bones, dusting off trinkets? I honestly always thought archaeology was just a hobby for the nobles with too much money.
Well, it is, in a way. And I'd have to lie to you if I told you my life's been particularly easy. Especially during the Mage Wars.
Yeah, I guess. Did you ever think of going elsewhere? Kalea, maybe? Finn and Mir? Why did you even leave Windwall?
That's a long story. And regarding your first question, yeah, I have thought about that. Kalaya especially. Marvellous place for scholars.
Two more left.
See if they also have a shard in them. That's a long story. And regarding your first question, yeah, I have thought about that. Kalaya especially. Marvellous place for scholars. But then Rondar Lacane came along and offered me this opportunity.
Makes sense.
Let's see.
One more soul to save.
Keep your shield. Is this really necessary? They will fall.
There we go.
You read my mind.
All right, here goes nothing. Fair enough. Let's do this. Get ready.
One more soul to save.
Did you hear that?
Yes. Something shifted.
We should take a look at that barrier.
More fighting. Does this never end?
Fair enough. Let's do this.
Would you look at that? It worked.
I was half expecting the city to blow up in our faces.
Now, wait. Do you hear that?
Niehaus hammer.
Fine.
All right, here goes nothing.
All right. this really necessary?
Right here.
Yeah! Don't move!
A steel guardian, it must have been. They are one of the many creatures the Shapers created to keep their cities safe.
Yeah, a giant walking armor with a bloody spiked club sure helped to ease their citizens' minds.
Well, it's dead now, and the path is clear. Let's find out what's behind that door.
Nexus or not, there's definitely an impressive energy radiating from behind that door. Kind of unsettling, to be honest. So, Tahar, do you want to go in?
Yes, just stay wary. We have no idea what to expect.
The stone doors fall shut behind you as you step through the overgrown arch, and you are met by an almost eerie silence. Yet you immediately feel a presence, a power long forgotten, waiting for someone or something to wake it from its slumber. The Nexus must be nearby.
Incredible. So, this is the Nexus?
The upper levels. We'll need to go further down to find the heart. Come.
Yes?
Now would you look at that?
Sure.
Got it.
Get ready.
Tiara's breath, we're in for a fight. You'll regret this.
Interesting.
I'll keep you shielded. No! Not yet!
Now would you look at that? Let's see. Will do. Understood.
To this day, the Shaper's magical and technological prowess remains unrivaled. One thing is clear. None of their marvels would have been possible without an incredible amount of magical energy. According to Iskrim, this is it. The heart of the Nexus. The source of the Shaper's power.
Yes?
Well, blow me down with a feather. And here I thought this couldn't get any more impressive.
Then I'm guessing we got lucky? This is the Nexus?
Yes. We've found Mulandir's heart. So, as I said already to Har, If we're to find out anything about the bloodburn in this city, it'll be here. Do you see that massive pillar in the center? That's where the Shapers drew their energy from. I guess you could call it a power source. They used it to communicate, to store knowledge, to power the mechanisms in their city, and to build some of their most magnificent creations.
So this is also some kind of archive?
Well, not in the traditional sense. I doubt you'll find a lot of books here.
Huh. And where exactly does that energy they channel in here come from? What is it?
Well, that's one of the great Shaper mysteries. There's many theories and few facts. But the most likely one is that it draws from some kind of world essence, the same we mages use to cast magic.
If something like that exists, why have I never heard about it before?
As I said, it's just one of many theories. I might be completely mistaken.
I see. And what did they create? Just creatures?
Well, obviously just a few very select items, such as, I suppose, the runes we found. Only the most skilled of their craftsmen were allowed to work on that altar you see over there. Being Zaklar, a runesmith, was one of the most respected positions in Shaper society, and only those of the priest caste were even considered. I'm guessing that whatever miracle allowed them to create these ghost watchers outside was also manufactured here. But keep in mind that I'm just guessing.
Did you just say they used this place to communicate?
Yes. Apparently, some Shapers were able to communicate with each other by thought alone.
I've heard about that. But what does this Nexus have to do with it?
Well, their telepathy wasn't an innate skill. It was something the higher castes learned through somehow joining their minds to that pillar. It was just one more reason why they were so superior. The elite of the Shapers, the highest castes, had no need for couriers or transcriptions. They were connected.
And you're sure that wasn't just a rumor? A lot of the scholars idealize the Shapers.
That might be true, but their telepathy is mentioned in many of the stone tablets, not just from the Shapers themselves, but also from the few races who dared to defy them. They almost described them as demigods.
Well, that does sound useful.
And a little bit scary.
Either way, I suggest we take a look around, see what we can find.
Interesting.
Nihav's hammer. Do you feel that?
Energy. Seems there's still some left.
Yeah. And what's that? Looks like some kind of anvil?
Could that be where the Shapers forged their creations?
Very likely so, yes. Wait. How about a little experiment? That strange rune Lacane gave you. Could I, borrow it for a moment?
What for?
As I said, a little experiment. These shards we found on the ghosts outside. I think I might be able to combine them with our rune.
All right. Go ahead.
Thank you. Well, that's interesting.
What?
The runes. They look alike.
So, Lacane gave us a Shaper rune?
Might be, yeah.
He seemed to think it was a gift from Aeonir.
Huh. Interesting. Well, I personally don't believe in Aeonir handing out gifts to his followers, but as you can tell by the godstones all over the city, he played a role in the Shaper's faith too. So, technically, it could be both a Shaper rune and a gift from the Allfather.
And you're still sure you want to do this?
I am. It may take a while, so I suggest you take a look around in the meantime.
Sure. At least we'll be out of the blast radius that way.
Very funny.
What's that?
Looks like a map of Fiara. A very old one.
Can that help us somehow?
I think so, yes. You see those markings? Glyphs. They look like someone carved them into the stone.
Can you make out what they say?
I've been trying, but...
Yes, that's it. Over here, quickly!
Isgrim?
Ah, there you are. I was right. It worked. Look.
I don't see anything.
Just take a look. Here, Tar.
What the heck just happened? What did you do?
I don't know. The rune, it must have reacted to you somehow, Tahar.
Yes, but why? What did you do to it?
I joined it with the shards we found on the Ghost Watchers. I'm guessing that caused some kind of magical reaction when you, as the rune owner, touched it.
So we're bound to the city now.
No, of course not. But I think the rune got stronger. Still, I'll have to do more research on this. I can't help but feeling that these runes are an ocean and we've merely touched the surface.
Let's just hope there isn't a monster on the bottom.
Anyway, what now? We still haven't learned anything new about the Bloodburn or the song.
That's right, we haven't. But while I was working on the rune, a thought occurred to me. Remember how I told you that some of the higher caste shapers were able to communicate by thought alone, by telepathy?
Yes. They joined their minds with that pillar.
Exactly. Frankly, I believe that's exactly what the song is. Telepathy.
You mean we're hearing the thoughts of a shaper?
The shapers are extinct, so no. But it might be someone else using shaper magic or sort of mental echo. The memories of the dead.
I'm not sure what you mean by a mental echo.
Well, the shapers left all kinds of traces, didn't they? And those specters we fought on the surface are proof that their magic is still prevalent. Also, we know they use telepathy to communicate, so who knows? Maybe this song is just a lost, forgotten thought that somehow made it through the millennia.
That's almost poetic.
The song is telepathy. You mean, what we are hearing?
Isn't an actual sound, but a thought translated by your mind, yes. That explains why not everybody hears it, doesn't it?
Why do we then?
Probably because of our magical gifts. It makes sense, doesn't it?
So, somebody is talking in our heads. That's bizarre. Be that as it may, how does that get us any closer to finding a cure for the Bloodburn?
Well, it does, because it tells us what has to be done next. Reactivate the Nexus.
Why?
Because it might allow us to do the same thing that the Shapers did. Join our minds to that pillar. We could connect to the collective subconscious of an extinct race, which then again could help us understand the song and its origin.
That sounds intriguing. How do we reactivate it, though?
Good question. But I believe those two pedestals have something to do with it. I'm pretty sure they're what used to be conjuring the energy of this place.
And they're empty. So we need to find whatever was in there, don't we? A power source.
Yeah. The only question is how.
I think I have an idea. Let's get back to that map. I think Iskrim should take a look at it. Here we go. What do you make of this, Iskrim?
A map of Old Fiara. By Neharf, this is incredible.
Yes, but I was talking about those markings. They look as though they were added manually, don't they? I've started translating them already, but I'm stuck. Can you take a shot?
Let me see. Zaganar Zavuladun. Stones of... Wait. You're right. The stones of the essence and their location.
Stones of the essence? So they are the power sources we're looking for.
They must be, yes.
But why would someone hide the stones and then mark their location?
Who says someone hid them? Maybe they were just brought somewhere else. It's common knowledge that the last years of the Shapers were chaotic, and they might have had a good reason to abandon this Nexus.
Then maybe it's not a good idea to bring them back, don't you think?
Well, the thing is, without the stones, we're stuck. We need this place up and running to understand the song. Even if my theory about it being telepathy is wrong, without power, we can't access the archive neither.
Then we need to find them.
Absolutely. And I suggest we start right away with...
Hold your horses, we're not getting these stones anytime soon.
Why?
Because if that map is anywhere near accurate, one of those stones is located in what's now Aeonir's Blade. No point going in there without an army.
The Iron Falcons. Right.
Iron Falcons?
You don't know? Well, probably not that surprising. Nowadays there are people who even take them for a myth. The Iron Falcons are an order that is protecting the tomb of Foil Darg. They're fighting the world's end, so to speak. What about the other marking, Iria? Maybe...
Hold on. The Field Darg? The ancient evil?
Yeah, them. According to the lore, the Guardians locked them in this tomb. But the seal has gotten weaker as time went by, so for over 800 years the Iron Falcons have been protecting it. I'm surprised you know so little of your own country's lore, Tahar.
Well, my father was never interested in old myths.
Well, the Fieldarg aren't a myth. Not at all. If it weren't for the Falcons, Fiara would be history by now. That's not to say they're a likable bunch. Word has it that they're fanatically religious, self-righteous pricks. But I guess living in the desert with only skeletons to keep you company does that to you.
What about the other marking?
That one's even worse. This land where the marking points to doesn't even exist anymore. It's right in the Black Sea.
Damn it, you're right. But, that doesn't necessarily mean that this island doesn't exist anymore, does it? Maybe the cartographers of our era simply haven't discovered it yet. We could build a ship, right? Sail there and find out.
Yeah, maybe. But again, for that we need support. Someone who can provide us with influence, money, and at least some troops against whatever we'll face there. Not to mention the fact, Tahar, that your former general has probably already sent his dogs on us.
Ideas?
What about that village mayor, Clara Farland? Didn't she tell us something about certain friends she has?
True. And there was a shapeshifter.
Yeah, though I still don't think this is a good idea. How about the Moorhair elves? You told me they're investigating the Bloodburn too, didn't you?
We fought them in Leonon. I doubt they'll be eager to cooperate.
They know they made a mistake. That scryer, she snapped, and given General Noria's intentions, she wasn't even that wrong to do so. I'm pretty sure they'll listen to what we have to say, especially if they're struggling with the Bloodburn themselves.
All right. It might be worth a try.
Well then, sounds like we have plenty of options, doesn't it? Where do we start?
I think Clara Farland is our safest bet. She owes us.
True. We can still seek out the Moorhair afterwards anyway. Or the orcs, if you really think this is a good idea.
Alright, then back to Farland's Hope, is it?
Yeah. Let's take some more time to rest and get prepared.
So, this'll be our base, won't it?
I guess so. Yes.
Nihalf's hammer. How about a tad more enthusiasm? We're in the ancient city of the Shapers. If anything, we should feel honored.
Well, let's just hope the city's defenses work better for us than they did for them.
I'll take care of that. Above all, we need allies.
We'll find them.